What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of New Comics This Week. Today we're going to be discussing all the upcoming new releases for February 22nd, 2023's New Comic Book Day. As always, I'm going to be going over all the major publishers and a ton of the indie ones as well, their varying covers, which books I'm going to be grabbing, and any sort of other important info that's going to help you guys decide which issues you're going to be getting this week. And as always, everyone, as I begin to talk about these books, just be aware that there's still delays and shipment issues happening amongst the different publishers. So once it gets closer to New Comic Book Day, just check with your LCS to see which ones they're going to be getting in. And now, without further ado, let's talk some comics. Alright everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Be sure to comment down below which books you're looking forward to most this week. But to kick this list off first, I'm going to be going over AWA Upshot. They've got one coming out, and it is the series finale. We've got Year Zero, Volume 0, Issue number 5. I am a huge fan of this series. It's definitely one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite ones, from AWA. And this one is a prelude, but you can definitely start with this one. I mean, you can pretty much start with any of these volumes for this series. Moving on to Oni Press, they've got quite a few Rick and Morty issues this week, so hopefully they all show up. The first one is Rick and Morty, Crisis on C-137, Issue number 4. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B variant. Moving on to Rick and Morty, Issue number 2. I read the first issue. I honestly really liked it. I mean, I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, but this is actually the first Rick and Morty issue that I have ever read before, so I'm definitely going to be grabbing this one as well. This is cover A. We've got a cover B LRB variant, and now finally a cover C variant. Next up is Pink Lemonade, Issue number 6, and then finally from them, we've got a new series. It's Rick and Morty Presents Time Zoo, Issue number 1. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B Fridolf's variant. Moving on to American Mythology Productions, as of now, they've got 3 brand new series on the way. The first one is Monster Tag Team, Issue number 1. 2 monsters, 1 rampaging story, all horror. That one's only got a cover A. Moving on to another one, we've got the Three Stooges, Curly Celebration, Issue number 1. Here's cover A. This is the cover B photo variant, and now finally a cover C black and white variant. Now finally from them, we've got a brand new one. It's Legend Fell, Issue number 1. There's an evil growing inside the kingdom of Shadow Rock, and this one also only has the cover A. Moving on to Zenoscope, the first one is Grim Fairy Tales, Issue number 69. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A, the main. We've got a cover B Matos variant, and now finally a cover C Cohen variant. Then the only other one they've got this week is Van Helsing, Annual Sins of the Father, Issue number 1. This one's also got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Baron Nuevo variant, and now finally a cover C Garvey variant. Moving on to Titan Books, the first one is Kamen Rider, 01, Issue number 3. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Grego variant, and now finally cover C, photo variant. And the only other one they've got this week is the start of a brand new series, folks. It's Moriarty, Clockwork Empire, Issue number 1. In a London opium den, a monster is killed by the police with 7 bullets to the body. At the Diogenes Club, an investigator and his partner thwart the Machiavellian plans of a card-playing automaton, and that evening, the monster's alter ego will come out of the hospital unscathed, and Holmes and Watson are on the case. Moving on, we've got Vault Comics. They've got one brand new series this week. It's Godfell, Issue number 1. Forced to fight her way through the strange landscapes in and on God's corpse, from the soles of its feet through the top of its head, Zanzi will acquire a mysterious traveling companion on her own pilgrimage. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Gooden variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 Vaughn incentive variant. Next up is Whatnot Publishing. The first one is Ninja Funk, Issue number 4. This one's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Regal variant, and now finally a cover C Kirkham variant. Next up, they've got a brand new one. It's Heavy Metal, Issue number 1, so it seems as though Whatnot acquired Heavy Metal, and it says it's just a brand new jumping on point for new readers. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Peach Momoko variant, and now finally a cover C Crashdown variant. Next up is Sumerian Comics, and the first one is How I Became a Shoplifter, Issue number 2. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Badosa variant, and now finally a cover C Kavia variant. The only other one they've got this week is the start of a brand new series. It's Rock and Roll Hell, Issue number 1. The summer of '91, rural Finland. The Rock and Roll Hell open air metal festival is in full swing with the American death metal band Feral Carnage set to headline. During their set, what is first mistaken as an elaborate pyrotechnic show turns out to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. Taking one look at the people in attendance of the show, Christ damns the festival and orders his army of heaven to smite them from their father's creation. This one's got 4 different covers. That one actually sounds really cool. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Filippo variant, and now finally cover C Death variant. Moving on to Ablaze, they've got Boogeyman, Issue number 6. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. Here's cover B Samu variant, and now finally cover C Nieto variant. Moving on to Valiant, they've got Book of Shadows, Issue number 4. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Romero variant, and now finally a cover C Escafolory variant. Next up is Merc Publishing. They've got Born of Blood, Issue number 5. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Leary variant, and now finally cover C Garza variant. After that is Mad Cave Studios. They've got Nature's Labyrinth, Issue number 4. Moving on to Black Box Comics, they've got Dream Master issue number 4. Here's cover A. After that, we've got a cover B Napoli variant. Moving on to Red 5, they've got one brand new series. It's called Fallen, issue number 1. Casper Clay, an ancient warrior and immortal servant of Zeus turned private detective, navigates the murky depths of a criminal underworld to solve the murder of a god at the hands of a mysterious killer. This next publisher is the last small indie publisher I'm going to be going over today, and it's ARCOMICS. They've got Archie Showcase Digest, issue number 12. The Archies and Josie and the Pussycats, and this one only has a cover A. Out of all those issues, we got some really good ones and a lot of new ones coming out this week. I'm for sure going to be grabbing Year Zero, Volume 0, issue number 5, and then from Oni Press, Rick and Morty, issue number 2. I'm going to check out some of those new ones, assuming my shop gets them. But next up, let's talk about Image Comics and Boom Studios. So the first one today from Image is Saga, issue number 62. After that is Monstrous, issue number 43. Followed up with that is Ice Cream Man, issue number 34. If you are a fan of horror comics, horror anthology stuff, this is the series for you, and it doesn't even matter that they're 34 issues deep. You can pretty much pick up any one of these issues. You might be a little lost because sometimes they throw some Easter eggs in there for fans that have been reading since the beginning, but for the most part, you can definitely pick up any of these issues and enjoy it. This is cover A, the main, and then we've got a cover B, Heidersdorf variant. Moving on to the Scorched, issue number 15. This is cover A, the main cover, and then we've got a cover B, Keen variant. Followed up with that is Junkyard Joe, issue number 5. I still haven't read issue number 4, but this series is so good. If you were a fan of Geiger, this is a must-read. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Sears variant, and then finally a cover C Imenez variant. After that is Philadelphia, issue number 28, another banger from Image. Here's cover A. This is the cover B Anthony variant, and now finally a cover C Black and White variant. Moving on to Black Cloak, issue number 2. This one's got 4 different covers. I read the first issue. It was a massive oversized issue, but despite it being oversized, I feel like they really didn't do much in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be grabbing the second issue. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Fish variant, and now finally a cover C Winstead variant. Moving on to Radiant Pink, issue number 3. Here's cover A, and then we've got a 1 in 25 Erica variant. After that, we've got Hitomi, issue number 5, and this is the series finale for this one. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B Mirror variant. Moving on to Lovesick, issue number 5. This one's got 4 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Vecchio variant, and then finally we've got a cover C. This is the Chiaffi variant. Moving on to a series finale, we've got Spawn, Unwanted Violence, issue number 2. Here's cover A, the main cover, and then we've got a cover B, Del Mundo Virgin variant. Next up is Inferno Girl Red, issue number 2. I was a big fan of that first issue. If you're a fan of Radiant Black, definitely check this one out. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B, D'Urso and Monty variant, and now finally cover C, Lobo variant. Moving on to Plush, issue number 4. Man, I feel like Image is having a killer week coming up. Plush is a very weird one, though. If you're a fan of vinyl, everything written by them seems to be like a very weird series, but I'm enjoying it so far. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Fleeks variant, and now finally cover C Corona and Stern variant. After that's the start of a brand new series. We got Local Man, issue number 1. Once the star recruit of the media sensation Super Team 3rd Gen, Jack Xavier had it all. But when controversy sends Crossjack crawling back to his mom and dad's basement in the Midwest, Jack struggles to fit in a world he left far behind, and then the bodies start piling up. That one sounds pretty sweet. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Sealy and Rebor variant, and now finally a cover C foil variant. Next up is the Magic Order, Volume 4, issue number 2. This is cover A. Here's the cover B, Ron Black and White variant, and now finally cover C, Jones variant. Next up, we got a series finale for 20th Century Men. This is issue number 6. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B, Cordy variant. Moving on to Undiscovered Country, issue number 23. This series is so good. I'm a huge fan of Undiscovered Country. This might be my least favorite arc in the series so far, but overall, I mean, 23 issues, it's been a banger series. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B Thompson variant. Next one I'm going to be talking about today is Voyages, issue number 4. Here's cover A, and then we've got a cover B Trevino variant. Moving on to Immortal Sergeant, issue number 2. And finally, this is the last one coming out from them this week. We've got Antioch, issue number 3. And of all those issues, we got a ton of good ones coming out this week. I'm going to be grabbing Ice Cream Man, issue number 34. Junkyard Joe, number 5. Philadelphia 28. Radiant Pink 3. Inferno Girl Red, number 2. Plush, issue 4. Local Man, issue number 1, and then finally, Undiscovered Country, issue number 23. But moving on to Boom Studios, they're having a pretty good week, too. The first one is Something's Killing the Children, issue number 29. This one's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Sorrentino variant, and now finally an Ariel Diaz exclusive cover. Next up is Damn Them All, issue number 5. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B RK variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Adlard incentive variant. Next up is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT Volume 2, issue number 3. This one's got 15 different covers. We're 3 issues deep, but I mean, if you're a Power Rangers or Turtles fan, you definitely need to check this one out. It's been very good so far. This is cover A. We got a cover B Eastman and Williams variant, and now finally cover C Sanchez variant. Next up is Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 4. This is a very surprisingly good series. It's like a romantic post-apocalyptic story, but man, the storytelling and artwork is fantastic for this one. This one's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Frank variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Del Mundo incentive variant. Moving on to Specs, issue number 4. Another good series, man. This new comic book day is going to be so good, assuming they don't get delayed. But as of now, they're fantastic. Here's cover A, and then we got a 1 in 10 Tulaski incentive variant. And now for this next one, this is the last one coming out from Boom Studios this week. We've got Dune, House Hurricane, issue number 2. This one's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Murakami variant, and now finally a 1 in 10 Swanland incentive variant. Out of all those issues, I'm going to be grabbing Something is Killing the Children, issue number 29. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 4. And then finally Specs, issue number 4. But next up, let's talk about Dark Horse, IDW, and Dynamite. Alright, all you Dark Horse fans, first one today from them is going to be the start of a brand new series. We got Blue Book, issue number 1, and this one's got 9 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Oming variant, and now finally a cover C Johnson variant. Next up's the start of a brand new series. We got Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror, issue number 1. After that is Hellboy in Love, issue number 3. Followed up with that is The Ones, issue number 4. This is cover A, and then we've got a cover B, all red variant. Moving on to The Witcher, The Ballad of Two Wolves, issue number 3. This one's got 4 different covers, so here's cover A. Moving on, we've got a cover B, Rebelka variant, and then finally a cover C, Schmidt variant. Next up is Dead Mall, issue number 4. Then we've got Gru, Gods Against Gru, issue number 3. And then finally, Dragon Age, The Missing, issue number 2. I won't be grabbing any of them, so moving on to IDW. The first one is Earth Divers, issue number 5. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Terrell variant, and now finally a cover C Campbell variant. Moving on, this next one's the last one coming out from IDW. It's Dead Seas, issue number 3. This is another fantastic read. Kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to be so good. This is cover A. We got a cover B Anadito variant, and now finally a cover C Lotte variant. Out of those issues, I'm going to be grabbing Dead Seas, issue number 3. So moving on to Dynamite, the first one today is Gargoyles, issue number 3. This one's got 21 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Connor variant, and now finally a cover C Perillo variant. Moving on to Darkwing Duck, issue number 2. This one's got 21 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Andolfo variant, and now finally a cover C Lyrics variant. After that is Vampirella Strikes, issue number 10. This one's got 13 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Segovia variant, and now finally a Ben Caldwell variant. Now for this next one, this is the last one coming out from them. It's the start of a brand new series. We got Draculina, Blood Simple, issue number 1. This one's got 28 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Linsner variant, and now finally cover C Kayanin variant. I won't be grabbing any of them, so next up, let's talk about DC Comics. Alright, DC fans, kicking this list off first, we got Nightwing, issue number 101. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Moore cardstock variant, and now finally cover C Campbell cardstock variant. After that is The Flash, 793. This one's got 5 different covers. This is cover A. Here's cover B, the Alfonso variant, and then finally cover C Bayless cardstock variant. Moving on to Batman Superman, World's Finest, issue number 12. While I'm not reading this series, I've heard very good things about it. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. Here's cover B, the Dave Johnson cardstock variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Dunbar incentive variant. Next up is Wonder Woman 796. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B, the Chew cardstock variant, and now finally a cover C Bayless cardstock variant. After that is Catwoman issue number 52, and this one's got 7 different covers. Here's cover A. Here's cover B, the Sway cardstock variant, and now finally a cover C Boo cardstock variant. Moving on, we've got the start of a brand new ongoing series. We've got Superman issue number 1. This one's got 18 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Kubert cardstock variant, and now finally a blue foil variant. Moving on to Deceased, War of the Undead Gods issue number 6. This one's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Spokes Homage variant, and now finally a cover C New Acetate variant. Next up is Batman One Bad Day Clayface issue number 1. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Lee, Scott, and Sinclair cardstock variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Sherman incentive variant. Moving on to Lazarus Planet Omega issue number 1. This is a brand new one-shot. This one's got 13 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Garbett cardstock variant, and now finally cover C Oliver cardstock variant. Moving on to Black Adam issue number 8. This one's got 5 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Silva cardstock variant, and now finally cover C Visions cardstock variant. Then we've got a series finale. It's Superman Space Age issue number 3. Here's cover A. We got a cover B Chrononas cardstock variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Darrington cardstock incentive variant. After that is another series finale. We've got Titans United Blood Pact issue number 6. Here's cover A. We've got a cover B Chew cardstock variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Lyrics Lee cardstock incentive variant. After that is Harley Quinn, the animated series Legion of Bats, issue number 5. This is cover A. This is the cover B hip cardstock variant. And now finally, we've got a 1 in 25 hardened incentive variant. This next one is the last one coming out from them this week. It's GCPD, The Blue Wall, issue number 5. Here's cover A, the main, and then we've got a cover B, Foreign's cardstock incentive variant. Out of all those issues, they're definitely having a pretty solid week. I'm for sure going to be checking out the new Superman series, and then I'm also going to be grabbing Batman One Bad Day Clayface issue number 1. But next up, let's finish this video now with Marvel Comics. Alright, Marvel fans, first one today from them is ASM issue number 20, and this is the final issue with Kelly and Dodson on it, so be on the lookout for it. This one's got 10 different covers. Here's cover A. We got an Ariel Diaz variant A, and there's also a Virgin variant B, and now finally a 1 in 25 Dodson incentive variant. Next up is the start of a brand new arc for Thor. This is issue number 31. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a 1 in 25 Daughterman incentive variant, and now finally a 1 in 100 Ashley incentive variant. Moving on to She-Hulk issue number 10. This is cover A, and then we've got a Talaski variant. Moving on to Carnage issue number 10. This has been a surprisingly pretty solid series. I'm enjoying it. Here's cover A, and then we've got an Eden variant. Moving on to Deadpool issue number 4. This is another very good one from Marvel right now. This one's got 6 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a McCone Planet of the Apes variant, and now finally a Klein Stormbreakers variant. Next up, this is the final issue for Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue number 5. Followed up with that, we've got a Sins of Sinister tie-in. We've got Immoral X-Men issue number 1. This one's got 9 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a 1 in 25 Knack incentive variant, and now finally a 1 in 50 Brooks incentive variant. Moving on to Star Wars, we got Star Wars Dr. Aphra issue number 29. This is cover A. Here's a Sprouse 40th anniversary variant, and now finally a Manhanini Black History Month variant. Moving on to more Star Wars, we got Star Wars Yoda issue number 4. This one's got 4 different covers. Here's cover A. We got a Black History Month variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Bradshaw incentive variant. After that's the final issue for Savage Avengers issue number 10. Here's cover A, and then we've got a Shaw variant. Next one on my list this week is Strange Academy Finals issue number 4, and this one's got 5 different covers. This is cover A. We got a J. Anacoletto variant A, and there's also a Virgin variant B cover, and then finally we've got a 1 in 25 Gleason incentive variant. Next up is Sabretooth and the Exiles issue number 4. This is cover A, and then we've got an Okazaki variant. After that, this is the final issue for Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. This is issue number 4. Here's cover A. This is the Connolly variant, and now finally a Cassidy Planet of the Apes variant. Next up on my list this week is Planet Hulk World Breaker issue number 4. This is cover A, the main, and then we've got a Lashley variant. After that's the start of a brand new series. We got Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain issue number 1. This one's got 6 different covers. This is cover A. Here's the D. Urso variant, and now finally a 1 in 25 Schmidt incentive variant. Moving on to Punisher War Journal, base, issue number 1. This is the origin of the War Journal. This is cover A, the main, and then we've got a Romero variant. Moving on to Tiger Division, issue number 4. Here's cover A. Here's the Mock variant, and now finally a Limb Trading Card variant. And now finally, this is the last one coming out from them this week. It's Peter Parker and Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Double Trouble, issue number 4. Here's cover A, and then we've got a Fuji variant. Out of all those issues, they've got some really good ones coming out this week. I'm going to be grabbing for sure Thor, issue number 31, Carnage number 10, Deadpool 4, Strange Academy Finals issue number 4, and then Punisher War Journal base issue number 1. But that's a wrap on all the comics this week, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a ton of really good stuff coming out, a lot of awesome covers. Be sure to comment down below which books you're going to be looking forward to most, which ones you think I'm going to be missing out on. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below with notifications turned on. You won't regret it. Now, I've got 2 more sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.
Hey there, Dynamite fans. Come check us out on The Experience this Wednesday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have all your favorite books, whether it's Dynamite, DC, or Marvel, or maybe more. We'll see. I know all the guys are going to be here. Maybe I'll pop in for a minute. Nick definitely will, I'm sure. But we'll talk about all our favorite stuff. Ant-Man. Just on Ant-Man, in case you missed us on Monday. We can talk about it again. No spoilers. Let's be respectful. So, it's going to be a great show no matter what. Remember, the 22nd of February, it's a Wednesday, 6 p.m., only on The Experience. Can't wait to see you.